number 2. Spawning on the bottom left side of Old Country, we have Axiom Acer featuring Axiom's CranK and Acer MMA. Big shout out to Total Biscuit who helped with getting us. We wanted to have one really, really high level 1v1 team, and he immediately came to me. He was like, yo, let's do this. And as you can see, these are the guys that were trying to win the tournament off the back of the 1v1. Of course, they are locked into the 3rd, 4th place decider match, unfortunately, but they still made it, you know, out of groups. They were the only invited team to make it out of their groups. Every other team, the other 3 teams that came in today, Lillekanin, HaNfy, Marine Lord Lilbo, and of course the other grand finalist, Pure Legacy and Larry, they all qualified. We had nice qualifiers. I think there were about 32 teams plus. There were about 32 to 40 teams competing in each qualifier that we had. Lillekanin, ooh, he's going to proxy barracks. We're going to see some proxy reapers. 11 supply barracks too. So this is he's really bringing out the wheel of cheese, as it were. And HaNfy's actually going for a pretty quick speed opening. I do believe we've seen something along the lines of this in the group stage. I don't think these guys were the ones that did it though, were they? I'm trying to remember. Actually, this is the only Terran Zerg combo that made it into the bracket stage, now that I think about it. So this probably was them in their series in groups where they went for the 2 racks Reaper with the Speedling follow-up. No, didn't Katz and Masa try something like this? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong ones. Anyway, we're doing it. 2 Reapers on the way soon for Lillekanin, whereas MMA, don't you know the rules of 2v2? He went CC first. He's got balls of steel. CranK's going for a Nexus with no gas. Oh! I mean, I know that ground attacks are weak on this map, but Reapers are so good, and they don't have a Zerg on their team, so they have no way to scout. Oh no! Oh no! 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 That's my Woody impression from, I don't remember. I feel like okay, never mind. That reference was never mind. I'm just gonna forget that reference. But yeah, 2 Reapers at a time versus CC first is gonna be awfully painful, because there's just not going to be a lot of units out on the map to defend against this. Well, I guess if he checks for proxies first. Like, if they break down these rocks, I really don't see how they're supposed to be able to defend against this. CranK setting up a follow-up wall. He's going to have a Zealot, but his natural, MMA's natural. MMA can lift his natural. CranK's natural should die to the Lings. But I really feel like the faster that these Reapers get in here for Lillekanin, the more damage he can do against MMA. There's a probe for CranK. CranK can actually see it at the okay, this is really nice. CranK sees the rocks are being broken because there's a probe at the tower. So MMA's building a bunker. He's going to need another bunker by his mineral line, though. I imagine he didn't realize that it was Reapers as well, but there are Reapers here on top of this. Speed is almost ready for the blue Zerg player, and he's going to pick off this probe at the tower. The rocks are gone. HaNfy's getting ready to move in on CranK's base. CranK only has a single Zealot. This Mothership Core will be out soon, though, but the Reapers, tisk, tisk, tisk. He's going to go straight for the Protoss player's base, and that Overlord grants vision of the Zealot, so the Reapers are working on that, and oh, not enough time. He slips through, and even with the Mothership Core, he's going to get these Lings all over the mineral line. At the same time, MMA is defenseless to help his partner because MMA has to sit back and pretty much just defend in case the Reapers jump into his base. But now the Reapers show up for Lillekanin, getting some additional kills in on these probes, and CranK is going to be murdered very, very quickly in this game. That's all there is to say. That's the way the cookie crumbles. There's so many Reapers. CranK is going to lose every last probe. CranK has no mining workers. CranK has no workers, period. He has no dying workers. He's just out of workers. And there's a scan. He's like, oh, MMA, you have a bunker. Okay. Well, I think at this point, HaNfy could go into gas play and just Baneling bust him, but there's so many Reapers for Lillekanin that he can actually just bypass this, go in, and just start doing work. Like, he could just start one-shotting SC... Oh, I guess if he waits for his next wave, he'll start one-shotting SCVs. And I don't really know what else he's supposed to do. He's actually going to go for the Marines first. He wants to bait them out of the bunkers so that he can reduce the number of units here. Oh, this could also open the door if the Lings would run by right now. The Lings could actually get by the wall. Okay, MMA did raise his depot there. But this Nexus is gone. CranK is effectively out of this game. He has absolutely nothing. He has 85 minerals to build a probe with. But, like, yeah, the natural is gone for him, and the Reapers could just jump into the main base because if he exposes this ramp, then the Lings can run by too. MMA has done some magical things in his career of StarCraft 2. I don't think MMA can recover both players from this position. This is very, very rough spot to be in. He's just now starting up his stim pack upgrade. Potent Overcharge gets activated, but MMA having to feed his teammate that's at 5 supply, that's not fun. That's not fun. And he has to feed CranK because CranK cannot afford to build probes at a constant pace. Because CranK only has 1 worker and no money. The Mothership Core pushes these Reapers back a little bit. But, yeah, this is just a really, really awkward spot to be in. Lillekanin has got a similarly late stim, but his barracks is still proxied up front. He's still got these Lings that can come in and clean up any other probes that CranK tries to build. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. He sees, okay, there's no wall. Well, let's go for MMA. Okay, there's some Marines here. So killing MMA is going to be a bit difficult, but I don't know how MMA intends to win this game in a 1v2. Oh, but an overcharge is gone, so he just kills the other 2 probes that CranK has. I mean, MMA must be really, really confident being down 0-1 to think that he can bring this back. I gotta appreciate the effort, but this appears to be a close to unsalvageable situation for the red team. He's pushing with bunkers out, like he's got this expansion. Economically speaking, he's ahead of both of these guys, but now HaNfy has the gold base, so his income's going to skyrocket above MMA's in the next few moments of this game. And oh boy, I think at this point both of these guys just play really greedy, and they should be like okay. MMA does not have his. Actually, he does have his starport on the reactor now, so he's got to have really fast drops. I was going to say he doesn't have his medevacs ready yet, but they're going to be out pretty soon. There's the Baneling Nest from HaNfy. This is pretty much all I wanted to see because I don't think that there's any other way to handle this. Like a sentry from CranK to try and help against this. CranK hasn't even started building another probe yet. Like I think CranK realizes that he's been bamboozled. He's been top decked and wrecked. And like there's a Marine here, but that's gonna die. MMA. And he could just kill. He could get to work here. These Marines are gonna run. Maybe he jumps down below. That's an option. MMA is just going to try to wall this whole entire thing off, which will take, about 1,000 supply depots. Mothership Core is going to scout for CranK. And now what I'm really interested to know is, what does MMA do with his medevacs? Is he actually going to try to drop or something? A Ling comes in here. These Marines actually stimmed. And he got like a Ling and 2 of the Reapers. But that's not really the focal point of this game anymore. As HaNfy builds a few defensive Banelings. I'm surprised they're not trying to just kill MMA. I guess you know what? Okay, guys, I'm gonna be fair here. I think the only way that MMA can win this game is if the other guys try to kill him really quickly and they overcommit so hard that MMA can just kill them with like a drop out on the map or something. But look at this, the Lings spot this. I'm pretty sure he knows 100% this drop is coming. Yeah, now he definitely knows. HaNfy's like, oh, what's that red blip on my mini map, huh? Huh? Well, he's gonna be supported by a Mothership Core, but Lillekanin has stims, so I think this Mothership Core is going to die as soon as it shows its ugly face here. Like, Lillekanin could probably stim for it right now. They're okay. The 2 medevacs are coming. Maybe he time warps some Marines? Oh, man, he's really not respecting this because he sees the 2 drops from MMA on the left side. And MMA is actually starting to do a little bit of work here. He's got the Mothership Core time warp to buy some time for him. He's moving in now on this mineral line. He's going to pick up the missile turret. He could bring his medevacs over to heal now. The engineering base is going to get picked off, so no upgrades. As MMA does have this +1. More and more medevacs and Marines coming out for the Ace for Terran player. And these drops, they were cleaned up. So that's not going to be a big problem for the blue team anymore. But, he delayed a little bit here. MMA is going to be the first player to break 100 supply. I don't know if CranK is just trying. Maybe CranK is just microing his forces. Maybe Crank's just doing all the micro this game. As this is basically the closest we're going to see Archon mode until Legacy of the Void Beta comes out tomorrow. Right, guys? Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I a rhombus? Anyway, there's a lot for the blue team, not a lot for the Terran team. The combined supply of Lillekanin and HaNfy is only 20 ahead of MMA's. And when you consider that there's a Zerg in this game, it almost seems like it's winnable for MMA. And this would be the greatest comeback, I think, in 2v2 history. I think this would be, even though MMA didn't take all that much damage, the fact that he lost his teammate at the start of the game pretty much seals the deal. Like, you don't really come back from this. And now a drop comes in for Lillekanin. He's like, okay, there's still nothing going on here for CranK. Like, what are you going to do, buddy? He loads up. He's like, let me try to harass MMA then, I guess. The lone sentry tickled a little bit. Those rocks. But even this, 8 Marine drop is going to be really difficult to deal with because he has to pull his forces over. Some of these Marines actually get instantly picked off, too. That sucks for them. And MMA, he's doing it. This is it. I don't have that opera track that they play to make the movies really epic, but just imagine that I'm playing it right now, because here it comes, the massive drop. He's got Widow Mines here, too. Maybe he puts the mines on the ramp. He's going to stim forward. The mines moving forward in front of his army, too, at least trying to move in front of the army. MMA is going to try to win this game by himself right here, right now. The Lings are pouring in. He scans the mines, not detonating on MMA's own units. He's actually managing to clear up a lot of the supply. Lillekanin is falling drastically in supply. HaNfy, the Widow Mines are killing off a ton of his Zerglings. There's still plenty of Marines here. There's not that many Banelings left, and with so many medevacs, the healing capabilities are insane. He picks up all the Banelings in the mines. MMA has more supply by himself from the combined blue team. And there's some Widow Mines in his base. Is there a scan? Yeah, okay. Lillekanin, kill the mines. Kill the mines. No. Kill the mines. Okay. One of them might detonate again. A poor SCV. Oh, wait. There's another. Okay, he's got it. You're doing a great job, Zergling. You're doing a great job. So now I have to imagine when Lillekanin and HaNfy are just... I mean, Lillekanin actually took a tremendous amount of damage. I'm not really sure what he's supposed to do here, because here comes another big drop from MMA. And, oh, Lillekanin, actually, he stims up as these units are dropping out. He's able to start getting the first shots here, but MMA, dude, with these Marines stepping forward, he's got just way more of them, and the Widow Mine support is tremendous, too. Banelings have speed this time around, but he needs to bait some Widow Mine shots onto this army. The Banelings are moving up. Okay, there's some good baits, and he does manage to finally push MMA back, buying a little bit of space for Lillekanin as MMA continues this 1v2. And he's actually now landed on these two barracks, so he can deny a good amount of Marine production. 3 Marines per cycle are now removed from the production of Lillekanin. And Lillekanin's like, all right, let's get some more medevacs up. He does get a drop at the same time in MMA's base, trying to deny that +2 attack would actually be a huge pickoff for him. But it seems that these Marine reinforcements... Oh, no, the medevac. Good target healing on the medevac, actually, to keep that bad boy alive. But the sentry shows up now. And the counter drop was nice. How many SCVs in MMA did he kill, though? Not a whole lot. Only 3. Only 3 SCVs died for MMA there. So actually reasonably solid hold, all things considered. He's got his +2 going to finish soon. And HaNfy is doing much better than Lillekanin, but, you know, a Terran up 60 supply against a Zerg should never lose. And a Terran up 60 supply against another Terran, or 100 supply against another Terran, should never lose. So the only way that this game is winnable now for the blue team, they have to work together. They have to join forces and make this into the most kick-ass movie ever made. But I'm not sure if they're ready for that. Here come the Banelings moving up the ramp. Oh, MMA's clear Marines! Well, that's one way to lose that supply really fast. He does clean up a lot of these Banelings, but there's still a good chunk of Marines there. It was lost for MMA as he's knocked back down to 160. He's trying to surround this army, baiting it in again. Most of the mines are dead, but... some pickups from MMA to avoid that force as more Lings pour across the map. He's got another drop in the top left, trying to deny mining out this gold base. MMA is gonna, MMA is Bruce Willis in Die Hard 8. Throw a bunch of Marines and try not to die again as these medevacs are gonna move in. Now there is a lot for Lillekanin to defend. These missile turrets with these Marines are gonna pepper this force quite a bit at the beginning. Maybe MMA tries to swoop in here. Is he gonna force it in? He's gonna force it in. Now, nope, okay, changed his mind. I was getting ready. I got excited there for a second. Widow Mine on the low ground could actually kill a lot of Zerglings. Oh, hits the queen. No harm, no foul. These medevacs boosting back home. And MMA actually defends CranK's dead Nexus. He gave CranK some money, actually. So CranK, in theory, could try to build probes. Now that I think about it, this mine does need to be dealt with, though. Shouldn't be able to fire again. Oh God. So MMA is maxed out. And this is actually bad for MMA because what it means is now his army is just slowly getting worse. It puts a timer on MMA to make something happen because as the supply rises, now he's up against 220 supply. So MMA still has a winnable game here. But, of course, he's forced to multitask like crazy. Oh, CranK builds 2 probes and they immediately die. The dream is dead. This Nexus getting focused on MMA, running to defend his brother in arms as these medevac drops are not able to do much of anything here. CranK is actually acting as like a really good magnet for a lot of the forces of the opponent. And MMA is going to try to clear out some of these spaces. Look at all these medevacs. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. He got this drop here. What's he going to do? Boost to the other side? I mean, if HaNfy can get his Banelings in close to this, he should be okay. Oh, he's moving into a choke point, trying to bait over some Marines. Oh, the mines for MMA. He's spreading them out. They're going to burrow, but the Banelings. Everything's really clumped, actually. Oh! Fantastic mine shots for MMA. He's got another big Marine drop coming in over here. And with these 2-2, the Marines are actually kicking some serious ass. Now, HaNfy's finally making a transition into Mutalist, and that will drastically help him with the issue of all these medevacs that have basically just been flying all over the map. You know, like I said, kicking his ass. Oh, no. Lillekanin. And MMA grabs that medevac drop very nicely, very nicely. These Marines will unload, but the medevac healing these SCVs to buy them a little bit more time. And, oh, I might even pick up this one. No. Okay, he's good. He's good. This drop does get cleaned up by mutas. And, oh my god, Mutalisks being killed by medevacs. Well, that's one of those things that we theory craft about in 2v2, but doesn't happen too much. Problem now is MMA is still at 200 supply. He cannot go above 200 supply. That's not how this game works. So, if MMA can't get any bigger of an army now, and Lillekanin and HaNfy are both closing in on 200 supply themselves, I mean, Lillekanin's going to get there first, of course, but these medevacs can't get the big drops in anymore. I'm not entirely sure what MMA's game plan is. Like, he's going to take him a really long amount of time to be able to defend and set himself up in this position, as MMA has another big drop set up. Oh, but the mutas are out of position. The Mutalisks are, like, over here. So, oh, wait, he just went in that watchtower range. Did they notice? MMA, what's he gonna do? Are you gonna force it in or not? That's the question, right? That's what the caster said. As one of these command centers gets denied by HaNfy. Trying to bait him into a Widowmine, but the Widowmine actually died of splash damage. And MMA's army might all be in the sky, but HaNfy's like, okay, we're just gonna kill you, dude. You hold on, you wanna float around, you wanna play these love games, go for it. We're gonna come and end this. Let's end this. SCV's being pulled for MMA to try to fight against this, but I don't think it's going to be enough as the big drop hits the main base. This is where he can try to make something really, really big happen. There is just so much flashing lights all over the map. This army for Lillekanin and HaNfy will not be stopped inside of their base, but what about the one on the other side of the map? MMA clearing up a lot of these forces. He's completely severed the entire production array of Lillekanin. I guess HaNfy just has to try to make a bunch of Banelings and hope that he can kill this army of MMA. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else he can do. He drops a bunch of mules on this gold base to try to get some resources out of it, but I mean, just look at this. There's just so much death and destruction everywhere on the map, and this is it. Like, this right here for MMA has to somehow win the game. He's on close to equal army supply, but his army's not going to get any bigger. CranK's being revealed. He does clean up everything that Lillekanin has, but eventually Lillekanin's army is going to come home, and these drops get cleaned up by the Mutalisks. MMA's base is being completely torn asunder. In fact, I don't think he needs to kill MMA's army anymore because I think he's just going to win by elimination. And by that I mean, yeah, he's going to win by elimination. MMA doesn't have any buildings floating away. HaNfy comes up here to fight against this. He trades pretty cost ineffectively, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because all the buildings are going to die. Yeah, they've got this in the bag. HaNfy and Lillekanin are going to take third place by the looks of things. MMA down with just 50 supply of Marines pretty much with some medevacs flying around here doing everything that they can. CranK no longer has any forces. He's been eliminated from the game. And MMA is just doing everything possible, but here come the rest of the units back. I mean, there's only 2-2 for the Lynx. He does need some Banelings to actually handle this, but the Mutalisks are going to come. There's actually nowhere to run anymore now that I think about it, so the Banelings should be able to get some detonations. No detonations. MMA can't win this, right? This is the last building he has. Oh, he's got a refinery here, too. Lillekanin. Yeah, these Marines are all going to die. Okay, this is finally it. It's all over. These Marines, somehow they're not dead, but there's only one building left for MMA. Like, it's got to be. Damn it. Okay, MMA's being revealed now. Now you see the last one. Lillekanin's like MMA strong. MMA strong Terran player. GG. Lillekanin and HaNfy secure third place in the 2v2 Ting Cup powered by the Kappa Star League. And that was basically a game of MMA. That was like MMA showing off. I think MMA knew